Welcome back, Mistwalkers. Don't worry, I've saved our place. Vargas pulled the voice out of a woman's husk, and Mercy waded through her memories. So dark and so cold, with some corruption growing inside her. What waits for them in the north? Still, the question remains, who killed Nissa Kragg? What secrets does the musical paradise Harmonia hold for our heroes? I can't wait to find out. We should get going.
Oh, no!
Hi everyone! I popped my chat back in and now I have to pop it back out again because everything is terrible. Everything is terrible, I know. I've ruined everything.
Help!
I should have known that I couldn't be trusted to do such an otherwise completely simple task. Oh my gosh.
We've broken up into a lot of pieces. This can only be a TBK.
It can. This is exactly what's happening. Oh my gosh. I should never be trusted with anything even moderately technology related.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I should have known.
While you're fixing that, we could do intros.
Absolutely do intros and make me look good. I appreciate it.
So thank you for joining us. This is Tales from the Mists, a spooky Ravenloft campaign, not set in Barovia. In fact, our adventurers are in Cartacus, or Cartacus. And I am Lisa Chen. You can kind of see me.
You're kind of there, yeah.
Yeah,
you're the top whatever. I am Lisa Chen, and I am your storm sorceress, Mercy Albrecht. I'll pass over to Kayla.
I hate this.
And so does Vasily, is whom I play. My name's Kayla, and I play Vasily, the abyssal tiefling transmutation wizard, who is totally done with everything and probably is the reason this happened because she's also bad at things.
That seems reasonable. I'd love to blame her. Thank you.
Yeah, it's fine. She can take it. And I'll pass to Ashley.
Hi, I am Ashley Warren, and I play Konstantina Avshalomov, the Bard of Barovia, and she is a College of Whispers bard. And maybe I'll get to use some cool whisper stuff tonight.
Yeah. And
fingers crossed. And I will hand it over to Hydeal.
Hi, I'm Hydeal. I play a half-elf warlock named Vargas, who's a fancy boy, and I have this pretzel, and I'm gonna eat it now.
Ooh, they can't see it. It's a secret pretzel.
Yeah.
It's chocolate covered.
Did you bring enough pretzels for the rest of the class?
Yeah, don't worry, I got a whole bag.
Pretzels are only for DMs who can get OBS right.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's okay.
I passed the mic to everybody's favorite vampire hunter, Hannah.
Not vampire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Hannah Rose. I play Pandora, who is definitely a vampire hunter and definitely not a vampire. And she is also an elven paladin, but mostly a vampire hunter.
Mm.
Vampires.
Nothing suspicious.
Vampires where?
Whoa!
Right! We're all in the right little frames. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, we're whole.
I did it. It's that studio mode thing that Lisa showed me. I did it.
Yay! And now you can introduce yourself.
And I'm
Sponsored by
TK.
Hershey's. Not really.
I'm
No.
TK,
Oh,
and
no,
I messed
no.
up the thing again. What? How is this happening? I don't understand.
Oh, no.
Why? Why am I like this? You know what?
I'm TK, and why
What?
am I like this?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm TK and I never learned how to use OBS. Please, that's all I ask is please be gentle with me. You're
Is
tiny
figuring out
person.
the overlay. For those of you who are watching this live in chat, we have a few giveaways. This week we are giving away a set of Taroka cards illustrated by the lovely Kayla Klein, who plays Vasily. They're for each of the 4 main characters. We're also giving away Tales from the Mist dice. We have some really cool D6s that are like black and white swirls. They look like mist. Oh yeah, Hannah's got one.
Ooh,
And they've got the logo in red. Really cool. And then we're also giving away a PDF written by our very own Ashley called Opuscule of Omens. And Ashley, do you want to share a sentence about what that is?
Sure. So the Opuscule of Omens is a little booklet about omens and the multiverse. So it has the meaning of gemstones and elements, some kind of basic runes, and it's basically just like a fun guide and supplement that you can use for any kind of character who is always like looking for omens in your game. And it's written from the perspective of my other favorite character besides Constantina, a warlock named Amira. And so it's all kind of peppered in with little commentary from her perspective. So it's just a fun little resource, and I hope whoever wins it enjoys it.
Those people who like the spoopy things, that sounds like really perfect for Mistwalkers.
For sure.
I promise I'll be done soon. I love that Jess's stays normal. Thank you, Jess.
Yeah.
Yay.
Just goes to show you Jess is best boy.
Yeah, Jess is not with us this week. She is
Caught in the mist.
Yeah, caught in the mist. But I guess we have Vargas, and I guess that's almost as handsome.
Yeah, that's almost as good, right?
Shots fired. This is why we're gonna fight
By
tonight.
myself, that's fine. It's just mine now.
Oh yeah, you got it.
I'm done and I'm never touching Zoom again. I will never
touch
touch
it.
the Zoom window ever again. Okay. Yes. So, this is not a typical campaign. For one thing, a typical campaign would have a DM that knew what they were doing.
We love you.
We have a rotating.
We love you, TK.
Oh, thank you.
Love you.
We have a rotating cast, which means we have 4 anchor members and 2 rotating members. Our anchor members being Lisa, Kayla, Ashley, and Tadil. And then we have 2 guest members, one of which couldn't make it today, which is fine. And everything's fine. Don't worry. And the other one being Miss Hannah playing Pandora. Let's just go ahead and get into the part that I do know how to do, which is tell a spooky story. Last week, you all came to Harmonia. And oh, it's awesome. You love it. Everyone is dancing, they're singing, and as you step through these streets where people were throwing flowers and coins at Constantina and so pleased to see her, you enter this city square. And in the center of this city square were several men and a coffin. And this procession has begun, and it is no solemn affair. There are hired mourners lining the streets, lamenting loudly with melodic wails and lilting ululations. There are coins clattering from windows onto the cobblestones, but no one rushes to gather them. And Constantina, you will recognize like the smallest sliver of a Vistani ritual in this. There are vibrant silk banners, and they're being carried overhead of the crowd. And there are noblewomen spinning in these wide skirts and these fitted bodices. Several men are in tightly tailored perfumed coats, and they're performing acrobatic dances as well. All while this beautiful ivory coffin is held high overhead by 6 elders. And they are coming towards you down the street.
Vasily, what is happening?
I have no idea, but it's pretty awful. It's very loud here. How long are we staying here? What are we doing?
We need to find out what happened to Nissa. But maybe Constantina knows. And Mercy starts like shoving through the crowd to get to Constantina. She's very popular. Vargas is there. And I'm like pulling on your shirt, I guess, like from as close as I can get. And Constantina, there is a coffin? What is going on?
Constantina bursts into tears. Literally, this place is really amazing, and I'm just like really happy to be here with all of my best friends, and everyone's singing. And have you ever been anywhere like this in all of Ravenloft? It's just amazing.
We haven't. It's
so happy.
Different. It's loud.
And I'm like
Harmonia.
along to the music, and I'm like crying and half listening to you, and just like really distracted.
Mercy like tries to comfort Constantina, who's so emotional right now, and just turns and like looks at Vasily like, help me.
Oh, Vasili's like giving you a death glare. She's not happy. She just turns and she looks. Is Pandora with Vasily still kind of standing back? Pandora?
Oh, sorry, were you asking Pandora?
Yeah. I asked
Pandora's
if Pandora,
like staring around.
I asked if Pandora was back with Vasily.
Oh, I think Pandora's kind of strung out in the crowd, like trying to keep between everybody.
Okay. Well, Vasily goes, she like looks Mercy dead in the eyes, and then she goes and walks and goes and stands with Pandora.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
No, I mean, in a couple nightmares one time.
It's suspiciously cherry.
Very suspicious.
I'd like to use my divine sense. I guess if something were in the coffin and completely hidden, I wouldn't be able to sense it. But just to make myself feel better, I want to use my divine sense and try to see if I can feel the presence of any undead.
Okay. And while you are doing that, which you can just do like the small ritual and send it out, right? There's like no
rolling. It's
within 60
paladin
feet?
feature within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and send it out, and I want you to describe to me what that looks like, one sec, and everybody else roll a perception for me.
Pandora puts her hand on the hilt of her long sword and murmurs, Corellin, aid me to find evildoers in this happy place. And she closes her eyes briefly.
Okay. And divine sense, that is fiends, celestials, undead. We established that in the first episode, didn't we?
Yeah, celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet, or affected by the Hallow spell.
Oh, okay, absolutely. When you reach out with your senses, you only sense one undead, and their energy is so familiar to you that you almost overlook it.
Oh. Can I pinpoint where they are?
Yeah, you can absolutely pinpoint where they are. They are on the other side of the courtyard from you.
Annika!
And when you call out, you see a shaved head sort of turn and glance over her shoulder.
Annika!
She does of her head and then inclines to the side.
I'm gonna make my way over to her.
Okay. Would anyone like to follow her? Oh, what did you all get on your perceptions, by the way?
I got an 18.
Okay.
15.
Mm-hmm.
5.
I rolled a dirty 20.
Very nice.
Ooh.
Now that Nikolai isn't here to hold you back.
Ooh.
It's fine. This is fine. I'll get you all later. It's fine.
Oh no. Yeah, so you start your way over to Annika. The rest of you, anybody who rolled higher than a 15, specifically Mercy and Vargas, both hear like a sort of gruff, like, waste of money. Would you like to investigate that, or would you like to follow Pandora across the marketplace?
I'll investigate.
Okay.
Now, Mercy was going to turn to Vargas to be like, help, what's going on? But I guess Vargas just walks away to follow that.
He doesn't have to walk away. It's right next to you.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's like right next to us, I will also turn to look at that.
Okay. Pandora, I'll do you first, and then I'll let you guys know what that's about. So Pandora, as you make your way through the crowd and you sort of shoulder past people, Annika is waiting for you. And once, Sir Annika Lavenza was strong and she was sure, and she was considered the jewel in Corellan's crown. You remember a time when she was your beautiful leader. Almond eyes, brown skin, an easy smile, but now she's less than a shadow of her former self. And when she approaches you, she takes care to tighten the gloves on her right hand. And you know she's disguising the flash of gray skin at the wrist. Her eyes reach yours, and there's no sign of fire there, and there's no fierceness. Her pitted armor, frayed tabard, and cracked shield are even further evidence of her fall from grace. And she inclines her head as you get close to her.
Pandora kind of reaches her hands out to her and then pulls them back. It's good to see you.
You too. I was afraid you would be stuck up north forever.
I made it, sooner or later.
I am glad. I am glad to see it. At least the two of us are still here.
For whatever purpose.
News comes to me from across the mists.
You have heard of a vampire here?
From Gundarak. Who knows why they are here?
Does it matter?
It does not.
We also, well, tell me your news. We also found a child sucked dry of blood, but not by vampires.
I have heard of this. One missing a week, it sounds, from here, but nobody wants to speak of it. They say the night takes them.
My companions wish to investigate further. Perhaps you could examine the body.
Annika glances around her shoulder. What body?
Well, someone brought it back to the city. It should be with the family by now, against my better judgment.
Annika kind of looks to the side a little. She thinks hard, and no bodies here. No one has brought anything back.
Was the blacksmith's daughter, I believe.
Miss Kragg.
Oh, yes.
We should make a stop by her shop.
Come with us.
And Annika will follow you back across the courtyard. Now, Mercy, you and Vargas have both turned to this man who is beside you, and he's a wiry man, not well aged. Hunchback, crooked nose, bears evidence of several breaks. His eyes are sunken, bleary, sort of ringed with a yellow crust. and the breath that leaks between his crooked teeth is sour with heavy drink. He takes this swig of this old flask and then coughs wetly. Waste of money.
Excuse me, sir. Is this normal? All of this dancing and the singing and the throwing of the money?
And he barely registers you over his shoulder. Waste. Just a waste.
Excuse me, and I will not touch him. He's smelly.
He is smelly.
My mage, I'll cast a mage hand, and my mage hand will kind of tap him on the shoulder.
When your mage hand touches his shoulder, he does very exaggerated, like, ah! But then when he sees you, he'll, sorry, I hate these. I hate these things.
They're weird, right? Seems weird.
Funeral. Noble woman.
Funeral? Who died?
No one. Casket's empty.
So, a noble woman did not die?
He backs away from the middle of the road as the casket is starting to be paraded down this side street. And he'll motion you to follow him.
I notice Vargas is probably listening as well because he also turned. So I'll kind of touch Vargas's arm carefully, like letting go of Constantina. She seems, I don't know if she's noticed or she's just like reveling with everybody. And I'll kind of motion for Vargas to follow as well.
I'll follow and I'll like grip I'll pull the shaft of my cane in my hand and like grip the top just in case. So it's clearly not a walking stick.
I'll turn to make sure I catch where Vasily is standing too for when we come back.
She's literally standing by herself, deadpan, because she walked away from you to prove a point, and then Pandora totally abandoned her, and she's just like trying to be
so
cool.
Embarrassing.
Like she's being really stiff and awkward. Like,
I imagine that like Vasily and Constantina are near each other but not standing beside each other, and they're just surrounded by some of the paid mourners who are and the drummers, and the mourners are just wailing and tearing at their hair. And
she kind of like catches your eye and looks for a moment very distressed, but then goes back to looking.
So we'll follow the man over to, I don't know if there's like a little,
it's just
some
stacks of barrels and stuff. He's just getting out of the way, and his eyes seem to follow that beautiful casket as it's carried through the street. We'll carry on like this all night.
I am confused. So, you said that nobody died?
No body found.
Oh, no body. Did she go missing? What happened?
He sort of clams up a little bit at that and just like irritably watches the mourners and listens to like some of the coins clatter against the ground. You actually see him stoop down for a minute and like pick up one of the coins, and he like bites it and puts it in his pocket.
But why is everybody so happy? It is a funeral. Why are they not sad, solemn? Why are they not ritually sacrificing people?
What?
It is a very strange funeral.
What?
So the dead are satisfied so that they do not rise up, become undead, take over the world.
No undead here.
Oh, that's good. Also, I have a friend who might be disappointed.
And he kind of like, his shoulders kind of go up weakly, and he takes another swig of whatever he's drinking. Kind of smells almost like vinegar. It's like such a poor quality wine.
Mercy will step back a little bit. And then she's going to press the gone missing thing. Okay. Is it normal for people to go missing here?
And he'll, if you're poor, yeah. And looking at him, you can see that he is rather poor.
You seem very resigned to this. Who takes them?
They just go. I don't... And he gets this look on his face, this like flash of anger. And like for a moment, you don't know if it's the drink or just having someone to talk to for the first time in a while. And he'll, my wife has been gone 2 weeks. All these people could be out there looking for her, and they waste this money on this funeral.
For a
girl.
Oh.
One of the noble women. Of course, they get all the manpower, don't they?
I'm very sorry about your wife.
You don't matter without money.
You matter to me. Perhaps my friends and I, we found someone who we think went missing. Nissa Kragg, I think they said her name was.
Adora's girl?
There's a blacksmith.
Only one Kragg here. It's got to be Adora's girl.
We found her body, and I think that we were drawn here to help you, perhaps.
Where's the body?
What do you mean? It was brought here by our friend Nikolai's hunting party.
And he kind of searches his mind for a minute, and he... Nikolai? Who?
What do you mean?
Who's Nikolai?
Mercy turns to the crowd. Nikolai had come with us. Is he still there?
Nikolai is gone. The last person he spoke to was Vargas. Now, before this funeral started, Nikolai had leaned into Vargas and said, I'm sorry, I have business elsewhere. Family matter, you understand. Here is my card. Give this to the bouncer at Masked Melody. He'll let you in. I have a room there. It's finest opium den in Cartagis. And then he'll melt into the crowd. So only Vargas knows where Nikolai is.
He was right here with us.
Perfect timing.
Vargas hears the word opium den and then silence.
Vargas is the one who knocks.
Vargas will pull the card out of his jacket pocket and be like, some plain-looking fellow told me about an opium den around here. Some nobody.
Was it Nikolai? Nikolai was very handsome.
No, we can talk about that later. But he's here at, what was the name of the tavern?
The Masked Melody.
The Masked Melody.
Yep. He has a private room there.
He has a private room there, apparently.
I don't know where our friend went.
It's not our friend.
But he said that he would bring the body to the town, so I'm a little bit worried. But perhaps if you come to the Masked Melody tonight, we can introduce you to the rest of our friends and figure out a search party for your wife.
Good idea. Good idea. We'll get a search party.
We can do it.
Good idea. I don't have much money, but I can get some of the able-bodied together. We'll get together a search party that Bertolt And he'll hold out his like very gnarled, dirty hand in like a shake.
I'll shake it and introduce myself. Mercy doesn't have to.
Berthold Sikadrix.
Nice to meet you, Berthold. Yeah, money. What's money when you can have favors anyway?
I'll owe you big for this.
All right then.
And he kind of takes off, but like his hunchback is a little straighter in a way, metaphorically speaking. He walks with renewed purpose, and you see him take the bottle that he was chugging at and just kind of like dash it on the ground, and he starts running.
See if we can help him, Vargis. I think we're here to do some good. I'm going to tell Vasily. She will be so pleased.
Before you go, could you, my hand a little dirty?
Yeah, that was... Why did you touch him? Yeah. And
gentlemanly, you know.
He prestidigitates.
Yeah, the grime is removed, but the smell remains.
Oh, perfect.
Oh no.
I have like a small vial of like perfume. I'll like rub it into the leather of the glove.
Very nice. Sorry, one sec. Okay. I thought I was going to accidentally burp into my mic, and that would have not been fun for anybody. Okay. It doesn't take any time for Annika and Pandora to meet you back up. By now, there are only revelers in the city square. Most of the stalls have closed up. It's just people turning in circles, dancing, throwing money, and wailing loudly.
Mercy, Vasily, Constantina, Vargas. This is my friend Annika, and the captain of our former unit.
And the group of you see an older human woman, perhaps mid-40s, once. She also bears a few scars on her face, and she sort of, You travel with Pandora?
For a day.
A day and a half.
Is this your contact, Pandora?
This is. She has news of a vampire from Golgorak.
And Annika will look at Pandora. Gundarak. Annika will turn to Pandora. They look frail.
The vampire?
They made it through the mists.
With you.
Look, I know they have AC 11, but...
Yeah, but listen. One of them has mage armor, okay?
I do not think you should take them with you.
Take us, please. They're right here.
I never said I was taking them with me.
We can hear you guys.
Good.
Pandora,
I wouldn't want to be responsible for anything.
And like there is this friction between Pandora and Annika right now, as Annika sort of gives an unspoken order with her eyes to Pandora. Finish your business here. I expect to see you in the north.
I'll see you then.
I will meet you at the blacksmith. I will assist you with the body, and then we journey north. 2 days. And,
Very well.
Annika will her head at the rest of them and turn swiftly on a booted heel and walk away.
Well, her friend is nice.
She's been through a lot.
We met a man who told us that this whole party is actually a funeral.
Well, there was a casket. I just don't get why everyone's so happy.
It is strange. A noblewoman who died or went missing. They didn't find a body. But the man said that his wife went missing and thinks that it is related to Nissa Kragg.
Are all the people who've gone missing women? Pandora's just kind of asking this as a question to ponder.
He will be meeting us at the rooms that Nikolai set aside for us, so he can ask, and maybe he can round up other people who have family missing. But when I mentioned Nikolai, he didn't know who he was.
Nikolai certainly acts like he's someone important.
Yes, and he has a face one would remember.
No, I already forgot what he looked like.
Well, let's go to these rooms and prepare ourselves. We have things to do, and I'm on a timeline.
Are you going to be leaving us, Pandora?
I have my orders.
But you'll help us with Nissa.
I will help you. 2 days. And Annika will help too. She's not particularly enthusiastic anymore, but she's a skilled cleric.
Yep. Now, Pandora, you know that Annika has gone ahead to Nissa Kragg's forge.
Oh, okay. Maybe we should go there first then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but yeah, you know that she has gone ahead there to speak with Nissa Kragg, the blacksmith, and possibly identify the body.
Yeah, we should see if the body has been delivered and, well, see if there's any information on when she went missing.
Yes. If we're going to head to the blacksmiths, Mercy will make her way over to Vasily at some point. And kind of put her arm around Vasily as they walk and say, Vasily, did you have fun at the funeral?
No, it was horrible. Everyone left me all by myself in the middle of a crowd of people.
Oh, well, I thought maybe you wanted to be with Constantina. She seemed very overwhelmed, but you walked away to hang out with Pandora, and I think it is nice that you are making other friends.
Pandora's not my friend. She abandoned me.
She had to make her...
Okay.
Oh.
I need to roll a perception check. That's an 11.
What are you trying to perceive?
If I heard that you said I imagined you.
You can, if you want to hear, you can just hear.
No,
Yeah,
I think Pandora didn't hear.
She's like talking at a normal level. I think she probably wants you to hear because she's pretty hurt a little, but she's being sassy about it. So she
like if you don't hear, Vasily says it again louder.
She's like being very passive aggressive right now, so she wants you to hear her.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was important.
It wasn't important. It's fine. I'm
Pandora
fine.
offers you her arm.
Vasily looks at it and like touches her arm lightly with her hand.
Does anyone know where this blacksmith is?
Sorry, I was going to put the map up, but then Zoom broke, and I was like, nope, I'm going to go back to the other scene. Thank you. And so the chat's just not going to see the map this time, and I think we're going to have to be okay with that because I'm not moving windows again. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. Let me scroll down. I don't think any of you, because Nikolai has left, I don't think that any of you would specifically know where it is. Now, you did go through the Whirling Bridge, so you may have seen, which is in the North Ward, so you may have seen signs for it there. So if anybody wants to give me like a real quick survival check or a, I don't know, investigation, you get advantage if you can read Elvish.
Oh.
I
got a nat 20.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Pandora, your mind is like a steel trap. You know exactly where that
I saw the sign in Elvish that said blacksmith.
Mm-hmm. It said, The Fort and the Fearless is the name of the blacksmith.
The For Fearless. My mind is like a steel trap.
So you know it is in the northern ward.
And Pandora escorts Vasily off to the north.
Vasily, like, by this point has her arm around Pandora's arm, and she, like, haughtily looks back at Mercy and walks off with Pandora. It's like the opposite.
Friendship.
She just like
Mercy just wants everyone to be friends.
I love it. All right, so you two are going off by yourselves. What's everybody else doing then?
I mean, I'm probably following.
Oh, okay. I was just saying.
Yeah.
She's like,
I was assuming they were coming with
and I was
us.
like, okay.
Just making Vasily feel special.
Oh, very nice. I love that. Nice touch. Let me write that down. Pandora, Vasily inside of a heart. Let me just. Vasily. Aw. I really did draw it and put it inside of a heart, by the way. Just in my notes. I ship it. Okay, yeah, it doesn't take you very long to get there. The parade is following a very strict route around the loop. They will go through the southward fort first, and then the west, and then north, and then back around, and everything will end up back in the amphitheater. So right here, the streets are pretty much empty because the entire procession is going to go around the city. And I'll say that you know that from overhearing it in the crowd. So this is a 2,000 person town. It takes like 15 minutes to walk there. All right. So you stand outside of this forge. It's essentially an armory. The forge is in the back. So you see a storefront, and the storefront is stone, and it is brightly colored brick, and a sort of a sooty sign, and very smudged windows. And unlike everywhere else, this one is open.
I will knock.
And when you knock, the door sort of creaks. It's got a very swinging hinge. You can see that there is a large locking mechanism that keeps it closed whenever they do close. But for this, even the smallest amount of pressure swings it wide open.
I'll go in.
Mm-hmm. And when you get there, you see an older woman, probably mid-50s, and she has these thick, sinewy arms, but she's not very tall, maybe 5'5", with graying hair and streaks.
Did we learn if the blacksmith is Nissa's father, or is this the blacksmith?
This is her mother, Edora.
Are you Adora Kragg?
And she'll sort of lean up over the counter and sort of set her elbows on top of it. What do you want? Can't do nothing for those pauldrons. That's as good as they get.
Thanks. Look, Pandora's like looking behind her. Where is everybody else? I need backup.
Come. Do you need a hilt set? What do you want?
Vasily, like...
Blade sharpened?
I think we found your dead daughter. That's why we're here.
And she will straighten immediately. Don't let witches in the village.
I'm not a witch. Yeah. I'm a scientist.
You see her fingers curl around the hilt of a dagger.
Can Vargas give her a smack upside the head?
What have you done with my daughter?
He'll push her, he'll put his whole hand on her face and push her out of the way. I'm so sorry, but we found your daughter out. We just wanted to give you the news. Ignore her. She's not good with people.
Where is she?
Nikolai and his companions, perhaps you know him, are bringing her here.
Where is my girl? I want to see her.
hasn't been brought here? They went ahead.
I haven't seen her for 3 days. Where is she?
You said 3 days.
3 days. I haven't slept. I haven't eaten. The guards will not go out and look for her. Where is she? Where is my child?
I'm very sorry, but Nissa is dead. Her body should be brought back soon. I don't know why our friends didn't bring it. But we wanted you to know.
Is there a chair here?
Yeah, there are a couple.
Yeah.
They are straight benches, no backs.
Okay, well, Pandora grabs a bench, or just like moves a bench and pushes on Adora's shoulder until she sits down.
Don't know where the cat noise came from.
The cat's like, this is very intense. We need to...
Vargas will sit on the bench next to her, but like giving her enough space. We'll say, I'm the one that found your daughter, but it looked like she'd been dead far longer than 3 days.
3 days ago, she was here with me.
How did she look 3 days ago?
And like her hand curls again around the dagger.
Sorry, that was insensitive of me. What we found, I don't know if this is something that happens a lot around here, but it looked like the life had been sucked out of her. She was like a husk, dried of all blood.
And she will pace behind that counter, and you can see from like her gait, the way she carries herself, this woman is a former adventurer. And she'll... Nothing here does that. Nothing here could.
There are others who have gone missing, though.
I didn't
we
think...
did hear.
Never her. She was so brave, and she was good.
We think she escaped from whatever took her. We think she was trying to make her way back to you.
She was such a strong girl. If anyone could have made it, it would have been her. Something took my girl. Where's her body? I have to see it.
We will talk to our friend Nikolai and ask him what happened, because they were supposed to bring his body back. But your daughter did a good
You said a
thing.
hunting party?
Yes, a hunting party.
Yeah, did you furnish any
I know every hunter in this town.
any of them named Nikolai? Average looking sort of fella?
I don't know any Nikolai.
What about a party? They all shared a similar seal on their effects.
Tell me. Describe it.
What did it look like again?
It was, and Mercy shudders while she describes it. It was a wolf's head.
A wolf's head, that's right. I couldn't remember if it was a wolf or a bear, but yeah, it was like a wolf's head.
When you say the word wolf, like all of the color drains from her face. She'll no. No one in Harmonia. No one would do that. No one.
But
no one would do what?
Do what?
No one would bear a crest like that.
Why? Wolves are pretty terrible, but...
We don't invite that. And she spits on the ground of her own armory. No one would invite a curse like that. Not into Harmonia, no.
Forgive me, we're not from around here. What's the significance of the wolf?
No. We don't talk about it.
Don't speak of that. I see. Dark works.
We don't invite that evil into our town.
Do you know what town would?
None.
Maybe a neighboring town.
No one in Kartakas invites that.
Well, someone did. And they have your daughter's body. We can't help you if you don't tell us what it means.
Maybe you
I know
can
it's hard.
write it down?
Write it down, perhaps.
Write it down. And when you look at the counter, you see that all of her papers and stuff, they all have scratch marks on them in numerals. No text.
Oh.
Oh.
Hmm.
I can't give you that. I can't invite that evil into my... I'm the only blacksmith they have. I can't.
And you cannot say it, but can you sink it?
And she just sort of like narrows her eyes at you.
I'm not a witch, but
My companion here has a very unique and special gift, and I think you would benefit from this.
This sounds devilry, witchcraft. I won't have any part of it. I just want my daughter. I just want my daughter.
This will help us find her and bring her back to you. And find the people who did this to her.
Give me a persuasion. With advantage.
yeah, we're helping.
Okay.
There is a high DC to make Kartakans talk about wolves.
You wanted me to roll this?
Pandora is the most likely person to succeed at this. So, as somebody who clearly looks like another adventurer. So, yeah.
Okay, that's a 14.
With advantage?
With advantage, I rolled a 7 and 8.
Hmm.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Yeah, do it.
Roll this again. Okay, that's a 16.
That will do it. And she'll... "2 minutes. You must leave in 2 minutes.
Tell us.
I cannot say."
We'll be out of your hair in 2 minutes. Less than that if you're a little more cooperative.
And she looks at Mercy like a side eye. "I cannot say."
And then Mercy tries to just like subtly tap into the woman's brain, and she casts Detect Thoughts.
And it's very interesting, like, tapping into another person's brain, because thoughts are not... Sometimes they're pictures, sometimes they're strange images, sometimes it's very surreal, what plays in front of you. Sometimes it's text, sometimes it's runaway speech, but for her, it is this... It's a lot of blood, it's a dark moon, it's raw iron, and it is a wolf with the face of a man.
Mercy's heart starts to race. And I guess she probably did the same thing she did with Vasily, where she like laid her forehead and her horn touching the woman's forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And she stumbles back really quickly and just like curls up into a little ball on the floor.
And she will, like, the moment that the wolf with the man's face comes into her surface thoughts, she'll push away from the counter. She'll, "Out! Get out!
We're very sorry.
Get out! Please."
Vargas will, like, bodily lift Mercy and they'll, like, shuffle the rest of them out.
Please just go. I'll find her myself. Just go.
Mercy is lifted and just crying on Vargas's shoulder.
Pat, pat.
Was wolves.
So as when she tells you to go, she actually turns her back to you. Is there anything that you want to do in like the final moments before you leave? Any of you?
He'll just make meaningful eye contact with the woman in the doorway, like.
Yeah, she's already turned her back to you. So,
okay, well, yeah. I'll look at her.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'll gently close the door.
And when you close the door and you turn, you actually see Annika leaning against the building, looking at you. Nobody?
No. Mercy, what did you see?
Mercy's like wiping her tears away and was like, it was terrible. It was like a wolf, but it had a man's face, and I think it was maybe a werewolf or a wolf there. Anyway, I don't like wolves. I've seen them before, and they're so terrible. And she just like covers her face and curls up again. If Vargas is still carrying her, she'll just cling.
Yes. Vargas will pull out like a silk handkerchief and hand it to her. It's embroidered.
All of you can hear the sound of the lock bar on the armory and the shutter coming down.
Would Vargas know that it was like a werewolf or like what that is?
Anybody who wants to think about it can give me, let's say, Arcana if you've gone to wizard school, or survival if you have been living out in the woods by yourself for a while.
It's neither of those for me.
Proficient in survival. Does that count? What if we're proficient in survival?
I mean, Constantine has been living out in the woods for a while, right?
That's true. She's lived in lots of different places. Okay.
Yeah, Pandora would also have survival, so.
I got a 19.
19?
I got a
Vargas
17.
knows none of this.
I got a 15, so.
15?
I also got a 19.
And I'm sorry, Constantina, you got a
17.
17. Yeah. Anybody who got more than a 15 knows that like a wolf with a man's face is possibly a lycanthrope. What else do you tell them?
About what you saw, Mercy?
That there was lots of blood. But she's very just focused on the wolf.
Okay.
But we don't think a wolf killed this girl, right?
No, and it was a man's face, and the girl was scared of a woman. She kept saying she and her.
That said, Nikolai's friends. Well,
do you think he lied to us?
Nobody here
so
seems
nice.
to know him.
The
guard knew him.
The guard knew him.
Sadia, I believe her name was Sadia.
What if, Vargas, you're going to like this. What if that's not really what he looks like?
I mean, he's very plain. He probably looks worse. I wouldn't be surprised if he was just absolutely hideous and the best he could do is look average at best.
Just a total uggo.
Just an uggy boy.
Uggy boy.
Simpson's not uggy, guys. He's handsome.
King of the Uggies.
He's not king of the Uggies. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, the only person that has known anything about Nikolai was that awful guard. So maybe we should go back there and find out, because we're not having any luck in here. There's obviously something weird going on with him and his weird little
Or maybe we should go to those rooms where they said he had a private room. Maybe the people there can tell us who he is.
Yes, but Nikolai told us to go there, and right now I'm not too sold on him, even if he is the most handsome man that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Sigurd seemed to like Constantina, because she's so pleasant and lovely. So maybe Constantina can talk to Sigurd.
Sure, and I think so. My assumption is that I found some wine during the revelry, so I don't know if Constantina is like fully focused on what's going on.
Yeah, they were handing out wine like willy-nilly, so
yeah. And so I during this whole discussion in the shop, I definitely was like hanging out like in the doorway, kind of like watching the revelries in the street. So I'm very eager to continue moving. So let's go find the guard. And her name was Sadia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Good notes. Okay, so let's go find Sadia and maybe ask her a few more questions. I think that she will be helpful. And plus, she seemed to know Nikolai, so at least somebody here recognized him. So that's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Do we all want to go to talk to the guard, or do some of us want to go talk to I'm forgetting, it's the something melody rooms we're going to.
The masked melody?
Masked melody, the masked melody. Or we could all stick together.
I feel like we should stick together because people keep going missing and nobody knows why. And
that's a good point, Constantina. You're so smart.
I just love you so much, Mercy.
Bosley just starts walking towards the masked melody.
Yep. We're getting on towards about mid-afternoon now.
Are the streets still? Are there people still partying, or like what's?
They've started to come around towards the northern ward. So if you want to get to the Whirling Bridge and talk to Sadia, now would probably be the time to do it before you're walking against the parade to do it.
Okay.
Mercy will notice Vasily walking towards the masked melody. And she will tell Constantina, I think that Vasily is mad at me, but it is hard to tell because it's also what she's normally like. But I better go talk to her. So Mercy will follow Vasily to the masked melody.
Okay. Anyone else going to the North Ward? Or to the Whirling Bridge?
I will go to the mass melody.
Pandora will go with Constantina then. At the very least, none of us should go off on our own.
Okay.
It's okay. Now Constantina is the most safe.
Realistically.
This was all the plan.
Yeah, realistically. And this is a very small town, so if
I screamed really, really loudly, they might hear.
No, they will not hear that. Not over the parade. Now, if you divine smite, they might hear. Okay, so let's go.
What are those bright lights in the sky?
So, where do we want to go first, like, narrative-wise? We want to jump over to Whirling Bridge, or do we want to jump to the Masked Melody?
I vote Whirling Bridge.
Yeah,
okay.
I vote Bridge.
Absolutely. So, as you all are passing a couple of the buildings, you see that most of them have already been locked down. For whatever reason, the armory was left open, maybe to shoe horses, who knows. Who knows why blacksmiths do anything? Peasants, who knows? But as you get to the Whirling Bridge, you see that the gates are closing and they're beginning to lock them.
Wait, please don't close the gates.
There are multiple guards that are on this side of the gate, and they'll hail you and Vistana.
Hello, I am looking for Sadia. Is she currently working a shift or?
Sadia finished the morning shift. Probably joined the parade. We have to go do that. We just locked the gates so nobody tries to enter in the confusion.
Yes, that makes sense. Do you know
something I can help you with? Or?
Do you know somebody named Nikolai Locke?
And roll me a d4 real quick, so I can see which guard you got.
3.
No reason. And he'll. I don't know everyone who comes in here.
Sure.
Is he
he's
a trader or?
He is a hunter and he is quite attractive, so I feel like you would remember him.
Hunters usually take the west gate. Sometimes the south through the pastures. You might have better luck finding someone who knows him. I don't know everybody who comes through here. Sorry.
Sure. Is Sadia? Would you say that she is a trustworthy person?
Sure, she's a guard, so...
So I imagine you have a very rigorous standard for guards.
Of course, yeah, of course we do. We have an extremely high standard for guards, and he'll kind of like... against the locked gate.
Oh. Like, impatiently, or like...
No, he'll lean against the gate, but when he does, you see like a little flex in his bicep.
Oh.
I hate him.
Well, what is your name?
Kristoff.
Oh, hello, Kristoff. I am Konstantina of Shalomov, and well.
Oh, Konstantina. I've never. Well, I mean, we do have Vistani here, but you know, I'm pleased to meet you. Very pleased. I'm very pleased to meet you.
I have to say that this is the most wonderful place I have ever been in all of Ravenloft, and it's thanks to people like you.
We are just so delighted to have you. So delighted.
Okay, so can I be honest with you?
Mm-hmm.
So normally Vistana are not always treated with, the respect that we clearly deserve.
And that is just a shame.
Oh, I know. Don't I know?
Yes.
So why does Harmonia have such a reverence for Vistani? I mean, I think it's great, but I'm just a little curious.
We just love Vistani here. We just love you. Your people have such a rich culture.
Insight on this sleaze bag.
Yeah. Roll that insight.
Didn't go so well.
You know,
9.
my first girlfriend was a quarter Vistani.
Oh, well, I mean, it doesn't really work like that, but, I'm not going to, that's great, as long as she is proud of her culture.
I've been told I'm Vistani on my grandmother's side, just Vistani princess, I'm sorry. Would you say your insight was, Pandora?
It was a 9.
He seems like a sleazebag, but a harmless sleazebag.
That's so nice for you. I'm sure your grandfather must be so proud.
He was.
Konstantina, shall we? And Pandora offers her arm to Konstantina.
Oh, if you ever need somewhere to, I don't cook as good as any Vistani woman would, but I learned a few things from an ex-girlfriend. You could come by my apartment, and I have all of these miniature Vardos. You'd love them. I decorate. Okay. Well.
Thank you so much, Kristoff. Yeah. It was nice to meet you. We're going to get going now.
Nailed it. Yes.
So we're gonna get the hell out of there.
Oh yeah.
That was terrible.
It's like, I hated this more than the Speaks with Dead. Honestly, I'm like,
was it creepier than the Speaks with Dead?
Yes, it was.
I didn't see any of you push X in the backstage.
That's true.
I was like, oh, this must be XXXXX.
Fails.
I should have named him Chad.
Someone's.
I feel like Kristoff is like the Ravenloft Chad.
Yeah, Ravenloft Chad.
Chadius.
The chattiest.
Oh. Chat is like, this is their greatest villain yet.
Yes. I love that, like,
you
more
said there was
going to
be combat this episode.
Yeah, I love that more people were saying, I hate this in chat than in all the spooky stuff we've done.
Someone just called him an awkward Vistaku.
Oh!
Nailed it. I think they need to win whatever prize we have this week. So
he has the power of Lathandra and Anime on his side.
Okay, moving through the southward with our 3 wayward spellcasters, our 3 witches. So as you're moving through here, you can see where the parade has left off. There are coins in the street, tons of broken stemmed flowers, discarded flagons, and you see that there are a couple people sweeping with brooms. Where the parade had come through. There is an enormous mansion behind these high walls on towards the east, and you also see something that looks rather like perhaps an academy, just a large building, and it has many statues of like harps and other musical instruments that have been carved into the sides. Tons of angelic figures that are playing flutes, etc. You could rightly assume that this was some manner of bardic college, perhaps an academy. And on the western side, going south. Sorry, Lisa started laughing and I laughed. On the west, no, okay, if you're coming south, on the western side you see all the big buildings. On the eastern side you see a sunken amphitheater, and ahead of you is a marketplace that lined the city square. And if Vargas is reading the signs for the buildings and stuff, it doesn't take very long for you to pass by a rare bookseller, a pawnbroker, a potion seller, like an apothecary maybe.
Where's the Bed Bath and Beyond though? Like I have a coupon, so.
Oh yeah, that's probably the potions. And a potion seller, a clinic, some place that seems to be selling a ton of sheet music, and eventually you see a tavern with a mask on the sign hanging outside.
Every time we pass a musical sort of store, Mercy turns to Vasily and Vargas and then is like, do you think Konstantina would like some sheet music? I have some gold and some credit. We should find a bank so I can get some and then get Konstantina. No?
We don't have time for this.
I think it'd be better if, like, perhaps we brought her back to choose her own. Music can be a very personal thing.
Yes,
Sure.
and we can walk around the store and I like this idea, Vargas. Thank you.
Of course, anytime.
It's like a fist bump with you.
He doesn't know. Like, what? You're just like,
don't hurt me, I make C11.
Yeah, you're like, oh. I like to imagine that you have to like demonstrate what it is, and then like, and then you blow it up, like.
And he's just like, I don't know. Every woman that I've met so far looks capable of breaking me in half, and I'm concerned.
I mean, Vargas loves a woman who can kick his ass. Anyway, what does the tavern look like?
So this tavern is ringed by several very large houses. You could go so far as to call them manors, noble people's houses. Mercy, you've seen houses like these in Darkon. You grew up in a house very close to these sizes. Probably bigger and probably cleaner than over here. A couple of the houses are a little run down. One looks completely abandoned. And this tavern is different from most taverns that you see. There are no windows, only a sign.
That's weird.
And instead of being painted in blues and greens and yellow, it is just flat red.
Oh, I
Love
like
it.
it.
Let's go.
It's like me, but a building.
Is it the kind that like you have to knock on?
You do have to knock.
I knock immediately, like almost like a little sweat on the brow, like pulling out his like cravat and like knocks.
Constantina and Pandora, how quickly are you returning? Now that the parade has come around the gates.
Yeah.
You can feel Kristoff's eyes like burning a hole in your backs between your shoulder blades. It's like, no, we can have dinner. Bring your friend. Oh, okay, that's fine.
Pandora's like got one arm, through Constantina's and the other arm on her sword. And...
like trying to lead your drunk girlfriend home from the club.
That's me. Everyone's drunk girlfriend.
Like, try to lead the bachelorette back to the hotel. She's just like, oh, I love it here. This is the best place. Okay, yeah. Vargas, when you knock against the door, this sort of an ironwood, you go, and you hear a shook, and you see two eyes peer at you from this darkened side, and
I pull the card that Nikolai gave us, and I don't even say anything. I just hold it up.
Okay, and he looks at you.
Flip it over.
What is that?
I was told that there's a private room here. Someone named Nikolai?
We got private rooms for everyone.
Someone named Nikolai?
You don't see even, like, a small spark of recognition.
How much are the private rooms?
Price of entry, just like everyone else.
How close are we?
How much?
It takes about 30 minutes if the streets are clear.
So me and Pandora aren't there yet.
Honestly, your conversation was very short. You'll probably get there about 10 minutes after they do.
Okay, that's fine. I just want.
Yeah,
just
no
Our
problem.
conversation was way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually. Okay, sorry, go on.
It was like as soon as you saw the bicep flex, it was like, no, please.
Bye.
Same price of entry as everyone else. A story. I ain't got all day.
And when you say story, what do you mean?
A story. A story. And he'll, like, look past you. A story.
This one can read minds.
Yeah. No, I'm not a witch.
I didn't ask for witches.
Not a witch, apparently.
Do we each need to tell a story, or one story for all of us?
Story apiece, price of entry.
Mercy just looks back and forth between Vasily and Vargas.
No story, no entry.
Vasily walks up and she's like, "What? One day I woke
Knock
up.
on the door. Story.
One day I woke up and it was a really bad day, and there were all these people there, and Mercy was there, and then we walked into the woods and there was a dead body, and then we came to this awful town and there was music, and then we came here, and that's my story, the end."
Is this like a human? Like, what kind of...
Yeah, this is a human.
All right.
Most of the people that you've met in Kartakas have been humans.
All right.
And then he'll zhunk. All right, one story, one entry. Who's next?
Did Vasily get to go inside?
Yeah, does he open the door for me?
No, he's gonna wait until you're all paid up.
Mercy will knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock.
Zhunk.
Once upon a time, there was a little baby who was the prettiest baby in the world. But then mysterious forces swapped the baby as a changeling.
I hate this story.
The family tied the changeling to the lightning rod on top of their house.
Mm-hmm.
And lightning struck, but instead of killing the changeling baby, she lived.
Mm-hmm.
She turned ghostly white and got storm powers. And she could see the dead. And they named her Mercy because death showed her mercy.
Zhunk.
The end.
Zhunk.
Well, not the end.
2 stories, 2 entries.
I was forced to ride on the back of a horse with a very average-looking man. Is that good enough? It was awful. I hated it.
Say the end.
The end.
It's a pretty short story.
Straight to the point. I didn't like it. The end.
Shunk. Okay, about this time, Constantina and Pandora also reach this area. And you see the door to this tavern has shunked close. Shunked
What's
is a
going
word
on
now.
here? You haven't been let in yet?
We have to tell stories.
Stories! Oh, stories! Have I said today that this is the most amazing place ever?
Zhunk. 3 stories, 3 entries.
Oh, hello! I am Constantina. We are really excited to go into your establishment, and may I just say that it's really neat that you ask for stories before letting people inside. I think that like storytelling should be all currency personally, but yeah, I'm definitely still a little,
You with them?
I am. These are my best friends, and we are really excited to be in your establishment tonight.
Story.
Okay, so once upon a time, there was this really cool Vistani camp outside of Valaki in Barovia. Have you been to Barovia before? It's beautiful, but a little weird, and well, okay, that's a whole other story. And there was this girl, and her name was Yelena, and so like me and like other Vistana, like you have to travel around a lot, otherwise you'd become like this creepy undead creature called a Mortu. And well, Yelena, she never wanted to leave Barovia, so she one day woke up and she was a real zombie. And then we had to, we had to kill her, and then we had a big party afterwards. And it was really cool and magical. The end, right? Or maybe just the beginning. I mean, I never like to say that like stories have an end, because I like to think that, they did you not like that story?
This is a wonderful story.
Wow. Zhunk. 4 stories, 4 entries.
That's such a good one. I love to tell that one.
And Tora, you have to tell a story.
I think Constantina's story should count for 2. It was so good.
Nope.
Laura, you can do it.
Tavern owners Vistani. No exceptions for Vistani.
Wait, no exceptions for Vistani? Not even a little bit of an exception?
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
Once upon a time, there was a girl who knew what her purpose was. And then the sirens came. And then she failed in that purpose and thought herself gone. But the mist had other plans. The end.
You all aren't from here, are you?
Obviously not. Can we come in or what?
Shunk. And then the door open, and he is holding 5 masks.
Ooh. Are these single-use masks, or have these been used before?
We clean them. And his thumb and on the inside.
Oh, with your thumb. Oh, good.
Vasily holds hers out to Mercy too.
Mercy like goes into her bag. She's like on the ground now, like in the doorway.
You gotta wear him to come in.
I would gladly wear it.
Can I say that Vargas just has his own mask?
What does it look like? Tell me.
So Lisa and I went to this crazy mask store in upstate New York last October, and they had a mask that looked like a hand. Like it's a leather mask.
Perfect. It was really cool.
Yeah, it looked like a hand over your face, so it looks like that.
Vargas is like, no, I have my
He's
own.
like, no, he just like whips it out and like ties it on.
He's like, I'm ready. He's like, I go to these all the time. I know what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. And he shows you inside. Now, the masked melody is a feast for the senses, and you feel famished. The air is hazy with sweet-smelling smoke and heavy perfume. Wine flows easily here, and flickering wax candles in red lanterns line the velvet-draped booths. Everywhere there are people in these sheer silk outfits just writhing for paying customers in masks who flip coins onto their circular stages. An empty booth awaits you, and the veiled woman with a tray of drinks instructs you to take your ease.
Pandora does not look at ease.
Vasily does not look at ease either.
Mercy's also uncomfortable.
Vargas doing fine.
Yeah, me too.
The woman in the veil is a young Vistani girl, and she will curtsy very prettily and, "How can I help you? Would you like to try the house blend for today?"
Yes, please. And I reach for one.
It is not a drink.
Oh. Do you have any beverages here?
Oh, yes, of course. These are on the house, but our house blend today is the devil's tongue. It is opium.
Ooh.
Yes, let's go!
Continue the party.
BT dub chat, the stream just got 18 plus, so don't do drugs, kids.
Sorry, Hasbro.
That'll fuck you up.
Yeah. So, she will curtsy again, a little clumsily, and she will go to the bar where there is another veiled woman there, much older. She is also Vistana, and she will arrange this pipe on it and hand her a bowl of vegetation, and she will come back and start to hand the bowls out. Everybody can take perception if they like.
17.
13
as well.
Dirty 20.
Okay. And I'm sorry, would you get Constantina?
13.
13? Okay. And she will arrange the dish, and she will show you the hose and everything. And anybody who has glanced at other booths and seen the way that they partake is going to do pretty decently. So anybody who got a perception of 15 or higher, you can now roll a performance with advantage if you're going to partake of the devil's tongue.
I rolled a 4, and Mercy doesn't know what this is. So I feel like she took one of the little bowls and is just like,
Oh, no, don't.
I got a dirty 20 on this.
Yeah, so like...
Actually, technically higher, hold on. 23.
Yeah,
23.
Let's, like, when she lights it and then hands Vargas the pipe, Vargas hits it like a champ. Mercy...
I tried to eat it.
And she will, no.
Oh.
No.
You're not supposed to eat it, Vasily.
No, absolutely.
I feel like Vasily might know.
Vasily definitely knows.
Yeah, Vasily has seen enough mage school parties to be like...
Yeah.
So who is partaking?
Well, I wanted to roll a performance to pretend to partake, and I got an 18.
Absolutely. Yep, that is fine. You definitely...
Just constantly casting minor illusion.
Yeah, I do have minor illusion. So
yeah, and she doesn't even notice. So she will charge you all the same. Anybody else?
Mercy will see that Vasily is partaking, so this should be okay, and she will try.
What about Pandora? Are you partaking?
No, Pandora is extremely uncomfortable, so she's going to do what she does when she's uncomfortable, and divine sense again.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. When you divine sense, nothing seems to be going on. It's spiritually harmless, but it is opium. It is, you do like smell the faintest hint. It's called devil's tongue, but there's nothing infernal about it. You just know, like, it seems to be magical. Constantina?
No, I would like to get a drink though.
Yeah, she will pass you a little bit of ale. We usually water down the drinks, just so that nobody is sick afterwards. The devil's tongue can be very, very potent. That one of the fun things about it is when you partake, it basically you learn the truth about yourself from other people's mouths.
Well, shit.
Oh no.
And she'll actually, like, as she's handing you the ale, Constantina, she'll... Do I know you?
I don't know. My name is Konstantina Shalamov. I'm not from around here, but...
Roll me a perception.
I got a 20, by the way.
On your perception? Oh, on your performance?
On my performance.
Oh, yeah, you also hit it like a champ. I imagine Vargas goes ahead of you, and you're just like, oh, like this.
Don't eat it, yeah.
Yeah, and just when you puff out the smoke ring, it's perfect and unbroken. Now, Constantina, what'd you get on your perception?
I got a 17.
And she will... Are you from Darkon?
No, I'm from Barovia, but I travel all over the place, so I'm not really from any, one place, but I just came from Darkon.
Your perception of 17 will tell you that she also just came from Darkon.
Oh. It seems like you have also recently traveled from Darkon.
And when you say that, and she touches her hand against yours to give you your drink, you get this sensation of a sweet wine in your mouth. And you know that she was at that Matchbook Menagerie meeting.
What's your name?
Rusa. Oh no.
Is everything okay?
We thought... Oh, we didn't mean to. We thought that if we drugged you, you would not come.
Harmonia? You drugged...
It's just, it's just to your memory, we thought that you would not hear the song.
What happened to me in Darkon? Because my face was on a bunch of posters.
Your voice down.
Well, can we talk about this? Because yes. I have a lot of questions.
We will talk about it right now, but you need to remain calm.
What do you mean you drugged her?
The song calls to every Vistani. We are all called to Kartakas. We cannot leave. Any Vistani who is called here cannot travel back through the mists. We are stuck. We thought that... I received a sending. We thought that if we erased the desire to leave, to go to Kartakas, that even if you are trapped in Darkon, that is no crime. Your magic is still accepted there.
We almost got killed in Darkon. So, you could have maybe let me know that, something was going on. Leave me a note afterward, or...
You still came to Kartakas either way. It brings you always. The song comes always.
Who is singing the song? Who does this?
I do not know. We are trapped here.
There has to be a way. If there is a way to call us, there is a way for us to break that.
It is not a way that we have found, and there are many Vistani who have been here for generations.
Is that why people treat Vistani differently here? Okay.
We are like pets in gilded cages here. This is no life for Vistani.
And when did you get here? You must have gotten here when I did, right?
I heard the call after that meeting.
I feel like I lost some time in my memories, and I don't know how long it was traveling through the mist. Like I don't know how long I've been here. Do you know how long you've been here?
2 months.
2 months. Okay. Do you know anything about the people who have gone missing? We're trying to figure out why a young girl was murdered.
My age or younger. Right? Beautiful girls, beautiful boys. It is the same.
Are they Vistani or just anyone?
It does not matter. Usually poor.
Okay. Do you know somebody named Nikolai? Did someone named Nikolai come here?
I don't know Nikolai.
Okay.
Vargas, during this conversation, you don't hear any of this. You don't hear a single thing this Vistani girl is saying, except that she has turned her face to you and she says, "What do you think will happen when you stop being the smartest person in the room?" What happens when they figure out what you did? It's no wonder she was so desperate to get home, to get away from you. All that money for those fortune tellers. She never left. She died here. There is no greater purpose. Keep pulling those white gloves over those red hands. You're a killer.
Like set the pipe down, be like, "Got a bit too much, I think."
And Mercy, as you smoke.
It's so funny, Vasily.
Mercy, as you smoke, you don't hear anything she says to Vargas, and you don't hear anything she says to Constantina. But she drapes both hands on that table. She bats her eyes so pretty at you. You'll never find her. And Mother and Father know all about you. They know what you are. They know what you did in La Mordia.
The secret? No.
Do you really believe they'll let you come back home?
I don't know.
Why, when they could have a real daughter?
I feel funny, Vasily. I don't like these.
They can have a real daughter who doesn't lie about what she is, who observes the eternal order.
Vasily, are you here? Where did you go?
You are everything they hate.
Vasily?
You can never go home.
Vasily, I don't feel good.
She's not your friend.
Yes, she is.
You have no friends. You only have people who are waiting to use you.
Vasily would never.
You think so?
I know so. Vasily always has my back.
She is so powerful and she hangs out with you? Pathetic. And she looks back at Vargas. Look at you. Can surround yourself with all of these dead people. They are just waiting to die. They are waiting for it to be all your fault. And do you know what you will do then? Nothing. You will walk away and pretend it never happened, or better yet, blame someone else. It's all you were ever good at, isn't it?
Were you my mother? Like
You
hits the
wish.
pipe again. He's
Yeah.
like, I wanna do
Yeah,
more.
he just hits that pipe, and when he says that,
Yeah.
she's... You wish, don't you, to have a normal mother? To have a mother who was not so desperate to be away from you. And it was on her face every moment she saw you. Every single day, everybody looks at her and they say, "You don't belong here." And she looks at you and she says, "You should have been a daughter." How sad. And at that moment, you hear the door burst open. And Nikolai storms in. I need help!
I don't feel good. Mercy throws up. Gotta keep up our quota.
When you throw up, Rusa actually, oh my goodness! Oh, are you all right? Oh no, let me get you some water and a handkerchief. What
No,
could you
get away
possibly
from me.
Oh
No.
no! Oh, I am so sorry. I lose so many tips this way.
Vasily hands her the brown liquid that she made the other day.
Now,
It's like,
Vasily and Pandora, you heard what she told Constantina, but not what she told Mercy and Vargas.
Right. Okay.
And Nikolai storms into the room and he's, I need help.
You have some questions to answer, Nikolai.
I can't right now. There are undead in the streets. They've got a woman.
And Pandora is up and sword out the door.
Okay.
Guess we better follow that one.
Yeah, Vasily helps Mercy up.
Like Mercy clings to the front of Vasily's dress and she's just like, we're friends, right? You like me?
Yes. Yes, we're friends. Let's go. We have to deal with this.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow, and I want to just touch the Vistani woman's arm. I'll come back for you. We will figure out a way.
I believe in you. If anyone can help us, it's you.
I don't know what to do with that, so I'm just gonna keep.
You are the only Vistani who has not lost your power completely, so it's probably true. Okay, so as you storm out of the door that has been left wide open where the bouncer has vacated in the wake of Nikolai busting through it, Nikolai leads you out into the city streets, and you see a group of decaying creatures. One of them has his arm on the wrist of a young woman in a tight bodice and skirt.
And Pandora unsheaths her sword and slams her sword down into the cobblestones. For the record, I do not recommend doing this with a non-magical sword. And says, "Let her go."
Okay.
And I would like to use Turn Undead.
Yeah. So in this group, you see about 10 undead creatures, and I need you to go ahead and tell me what that DC is.
14.
14?
Wisdom saving throw.
So they need to... Nat 20.
No.
And... So, and I need to roll for one more. What's his wisdom? You said wisdom? Oh, yep. Yeah. So, you see 5 of these decaying creatures, and one with a large sword, all sort of skitter backwards, and they start hissing at you. And this one with the sword, he's also holding a shield, and he'll sort of along the edge of the aura that you are releasing. However, the one that is holding the woman's arm turns around, and this revenant lowers his gaze at you. My Lady Paladin, such a pleasure to see you this far down south.
I'm just ready to attack him.
Okay. Everybody roll me a d20.
No.
14.
I rolled a 1 for a total of 4.
Let me know who
Well, that's
rolls
very
the highest.
I got a 19.
Okay. So who rolled the highest out of you guys?
Thank Vasily.
I got a 14. Yeah.
All right, Vasily, you are top of the initiative order. For everybody who is watching, oh no.
Oh no.
I am a liar. The Revenant is the top of their initiative order.
No.
For everybody who is watching, we're doing popcorn initiative. So we're going to be bouncing back and forth with our players deciding who goes next. Our Revenant is first, and then, which means I will be going first. The zombies will all be one group, and the white that is accompanying the zombies as their master is a third group. So I have 3 pools. And the Revenant does an elaborate bow, and he'll, My Lady Paladin, it's a pleasure to see you this far south. I didn't think you'd ever come. And he fixes Pandora with a vengeful glare, and I need Pandora to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. This is not a charm effect, is it?
It's a paralysis effect. Can you be paralyzed?
Yeah, I can be, unfortunately. But that's a wisdom saving throw. That's a 22.
Oh yeah,
Pandora glares right back.
Yeah, you feel like this necrotic energy start to settle on your shoulders, and you just roll your shoulders and shake it off of you. And he'll... Fantastic. Finally, a fair fight. And
what do you know about fighting fair?
I guess I wouldn't know anything. We're gonna go, Vasily, since you thought you were going first, you're gonna go now.
Woo. I am going to, so there's a group of undead, and then is the white the one with the sword and the shield?
The Revenant.
The
Revenant
okay.
has a hold of the woman. The white has the sword and the shield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I am going to reach into my robes immediately. Well, first of all, I'm going to position myself kind of behind Pandora because she's strong girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to reach into my robes and pull out the mist grenade I created from the mist that was inside the domain of dread that was inside my closet for some reason.
Fantastic.
And I'm going to throw it, just like chuck it at the white.
Do you remember the stats I gave you for that?
Yes, I do. It is a one-time use grenade. When thrown, it will envelop the nearest creature. If their will is not strong enough, they will be swallowed by the mist and spit into the realm of the mist's origins.
Okay, yeah. What's the saving throw?
Wisdom DC 16.
Okay, let's take a look. Whites aren't known for being particularly wise. Vasily, what's it look like?
Yay!
It's like, she pulls it out and it's like one of those like rounded glass bottles with a little stopper in it, and it's got this swirling white mist in it, and she just like chucks it really hard, and it like hits him and shatters and just envelops him in like a silvery white mist.
All right. And this mist swirls around as like a small whirlwind, and then poof, into nowhere. And now Vasily has a white living in her house in Darkon somewhere.
That's I locked the door.
Yeah, Vasily took the white out. Is there anything else that you'd like to do?
I think that's probably my action, so I'll just like back up a little bit more behind, just safe as can be behind Pandora.
Absolutely. These undead were about 30 feet away from the front door. Now, I believe five zombies have like skittered away as far as possible. I believe they go 15 feet for a turn.
It says they are turned for 1 minute. Can't willingly move as far away from me as it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
Also can't take reactions. For its action, uses the dash action and tries to escape.
So 5 of these zombies are 50 feet away from you all because they can only move 30 on their turn, and she surprised the crap out of them. All right, Vasily, who's next?
Let's have Vargas next.
Yeah, I will cast Eldritch Blast.
Mm-hmm.
I get 2 blasts at 5th level.
Okay. Who are you going to blast at?
I will go for, well, the white is in a closet now, I guess, so there goes my moment.
He
but
is not even in this domain anymore.
I'll shoot one at the nearest undead and then the other one at the revenant.
Okay, absolutely. Do I need to roll anything, or are those attack?
I think it's just an attack roll.
Okay, go ahead.
12.
Okay. Is that the one for the zombie?
Yes.
Okay. The zombie, hits.
Okay.
And what about the revenant? Do you have to roll again?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Ooh, 3.
Ooh, no.
And then it's 1d10. That is a 9. Yes, force damage. 1d10 force damage, so 9.
Okay, so a 9. Yeah, a 9. One of the zombies, like, its arm just blows straight off.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Who's next, Vargas?
Mercy.
Okay, Mercy.
Yay. All right, so is the Revenant still holding this innocent?
Yes.
Okay. So as the Vasily throws the bottle and Miss show up and like take the white away, Mercy is going to hold out her gauntleted hand, and one little piece of mist stays and grows into a cloud, which starts to surround the girl. And Mercy will shout out, like, you can trust me, and I will cast Levitate. If she's freaked out and unwilling, she gets a save. Otherwise, I'd like to levitate her out of his grasp if possible.
Okay, she is freaked out, but you look a lot better than this revenant. So, I'm going to give him like a strength to hold on to her. So I'm going to roll that real quick to see. He does not. He actually, you see his hand just like let her go, and like he pulls his own sword.
So my levitate looks like a little cloud holding her up 20 feet.
Okay, yeah. So it levitates her up. Who goes after you?
Oh, after me will be Constantina.
Constantina.
Okay, so someone in the chat said I was muted. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, well, I can. I don't know if chat can.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
I should be able to if we can.
Okay. Well, I am going to cast a Vicious Mockery on the Revenant. So it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. What's the DC?
15.
It got a 9 plus 3 is 12. So
okay.
Tell me about it.
I'm casting it at level 5, by the way.
Oh crap.
Well, it levels with me,
gosh.
so. So I want to use my Shakespeare insult generator.
Yes,
for whatever
absolutely.
I
I'm ready.
Okay, here's a good one. You greasy, pale-hearted pignut. And then it takes 7 points of psychic damage.
Yeah, you see it just sort of like kind of clutch its pearls for a second. Now, Pandora, you know that it's kind of feigning this a little because you know that this revenant is resistant to psychic damage, but he's still like... Constantina, whose turn is it?
I also just want to say that it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just so you know.
No, you're fine.
Pandora, I think, is the only one who hasn't gone in.
Except for the villains.
Well, sure.
Some of them ran away.
And TK's
the
making
revenant
that
hasn't
look,
gone.
so...
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I think if we don't choose the villains, they get to go 2 times.
Yeah,
no.
it's the revenant's turn.
Okay, I'll reluctantly pick the enemies.
Which enemy would you like?
I'll do the Revenant.
Okay. Yeah, actually the Revenant has already gone this round.
Okay.
It was top of the initiative. So you can pick the zombies.
Zombies.
Okay.
Go for it.
Half the zombies are meh. The other 3 zombies are all going to attack together. They're going to attack Pandora, Vargas, and Vasily. Pandora, Vargas, Vasily. Okay. And they're going to like kind of just body slam at y'all. No. Yes. Yes. Okay. It does nothing.
Oh.
Yeah. Luckily, the one that rolled your armor class was attacking Pandora, so Pandora just steps in the way of that hit for you. All right. So the zombies just went. That puts us. We're gonna say it's Pandora's turn.
Okay. Pandora steps forward and brings her shining her longsword is in fact the blade of it is the only part of her armor and equipment that is polished to a mirror sheen. So she brings her shining longsword up and attacks the revenant.
Okay.
So that is a 23 and a non-natural 20.
It hits both time.
And I'm gonna use a smite on, let's say, a 2nd level. smite. So, actually, just a first level smite. That's going to be 2d10 plus 2d8 radiant damage. Oh, but it's also undead. So plus 3d8 radiant damage. Okay. So first, weapon damage is, oh wow, from 2 longsword attacks is 19. And the radiant damage, roll 2 1s. The radiant damage is 5.
Okay. And of course it is heckin' vulnerable. Okay.
So Pandora slashes at it twice, and with her longsword in both hands.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
That is my turn. I'm gonna stay right in front of it.
Who goes after you? We're at the top of the initiative.
After me, back to Vasily.
Okay. When you do slash that revenant, he'll sort of, I love a lady with a little fight in her.
Can I spit in his face as a free action?
You can absolutely do that.
I absolutely do that.
Vasily.
Vasily is going to quickly cast False Life from the highest ability as possible. So that's 1d4 plus 14 temporary hit points.
I just want to point out that the material components for False Light are like a shot of vodka or something, I think.
Yeah,
She's still got like her shot from the tavern.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, okay, so that's 15 additional temporary hit points. So yeah, she just pulls out a little shot, takes
Take a shot for courage.
Take a shot for Vargas, which I pass it to Vargas again.
Okay, Vargas.
All right, I will do another Eldritch Blast. Do I have to hit 2 targets with that, or can I focus both on one?
You can focus both on one if you please.
I will do the Revenant again. 16 to hit?
On the Revenant? Yes, that absolutely hits.
5 and 4.
Okay. So 9, and what kind of damage is this?
It is
Force damage, I believe.
force damage, yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, who goes after you, Vargas? Unless there's anything else you want to do.
I will pull my rapier out of my cane.
Okay. Draw your weapon.
And I'll draw my weapon, and then I will pass it to Constantina. Or did I skip Mercy?
No, it's okay. You can choose whoever
Yeah,
you
it's
want.
whoever.
Oh,
It's popcorn.
okay. Constantina.
Okay. So when I cast my last spell, did I notice that it didn't work as much as I thought it would?
I would say because it is psychic damage, you noticed that it was like partially like mock.
Okay. Well, with that in mind, I
put my hand on my microphone. Sorry, guys.
Almost done psychic damage. I will do Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Okay.
So it has to make on the Revenant, by the way.
Okay.
It has to make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 15.
Okay. It rolled a nat 1.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it falls prone. And it's prone, I think, let's see, fall prone, becoming incapacitated, unable to stand up for the duration. So on its next turn, it can try to get out of that. But it is currently prone and laughing, like, hysterically.
Okay. Yeah, he does start laughing. Like, he'll laugh and he'll, like, slide off of the point of Pandora's sword and just laugh up at her face from his knees on the ground.
Well, that wasn't the intended effect, but that'll work. Okay, that is my turn, and I will take Mercy.
All right, so the Revenant is just laughing right now, right? And we've got 3 zombies.
Mm-hmm. Though you do notice that now these zombies are behaving rather erratically. Anybody who knows anything about undead or whites, you will know that whites control zombies, and if these zombies were under that white's control and now it's gone, they're just kind of walking into walls.
Okay. Mercy is gonna rush over to the revenant, I guess, who's laughing at Pandora. And she'll just casually stand there while he's laughing and look at Pandora and says, do we want to kill him? He's just laughing now.
Oh yes, we want to kill him.
Yes, I do want to make Maser and Foster proud. There shouldn't be undead. And she'll take her gauntleted hand in her other hand and start rubbing them together. And this like red static electricity starts to charge her gauntlet. And she holds it just down over the revenant. And she goes, bang, and casts a lightning bolt on him.
Oh my god.
That's the cutest lightning bolt I've ever seen.
Pew pew.
So it's a dex save, DC 15.
Absolutely. Let's take a look. Now he's prone. Is he disadvantage or?
Yeah. You want a dex save?
I don't know.
Let me check with.
In the meantime, I'll roll and count up my stuff.
Because I don't really know spell attacks for a prone.
The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls. No, prone does not mean they have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Well, he rolled a 16.
All right, so he did beat this, so he'll take half. I guess he rolls to the side as he's laughing or something. So it was 24 total, so 12 for half.
Whew. Okay. All right.
And then as my bonus action, Mercy gets the kickback from the lightning bolt, and I fly back 10 feet.
Awesome. And just so everyone knows, we kind of started a little late today because of the technical difficulty, so we're going to go a little over. Okay, and you fly back, and whose turn is it after you, Mercy?
Well, first, D&D Jester asked what color my lightning bolt was. My lightning bolt is red. And then I guess the Revenant can go next, because I think otherwise, I think everyone else is gone except for Pandora. Yeah,
okay.
So the Revenant can go.
Okay, so the Revenant has disadvantage on its attack rolls from here. Can it attack while it's prone, or?
It can attack, but it has disadvantage.
Okay, that's fine.
So its only movement is to crawl, unless it stands up.
All right, it is not going to stand up because it kind of has Pandora where it wants her in a way.
Wait, what does that mean? That's creepy.
It means you're within thwapping distance. So it's going to strike out at you twice with its fists and once with its longsword.
Disadvantage.
With disadvantage, so I need to roll these twice. Bloop. All right. One was a nat 20. One was a nat 1, so I'm going to keep that. And... all right, so longsword with a 19. Any luck?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Let's do its D10. That is not my D10. That is my percentile. Cool. I guess it could have worked either way. But, okay. So it will hit you with that longsword for 11.
Okay. It catches a weak point in Pandora's armor and slashes through her greaves.
You also see that the slashes that you put in it when you slashed it with your sword have already begun to heal.
Alrighty.
The zombies are kind of aimless as they are. They will kind of accidentally meander towards you guys and into Vargas, Vasily, and Constantina.
No!
Vargas, 18 hit you?
Do I get opportunity attacks on any of them? Because I'm kind of...
opportunity attacks on them?
On any of them for, like, trying to come by me?
I will say you... yeah, I'll say you do on the two that... how are you guys positioned? It's just you with the revenants, and then they're kind of.
I think I'm out in front, but Mercy did fly back 10 feet.
Yeah, if everybody is behind Pandora, then the ones that come back towards you, then yes, you will. But if everybody's like kind of in a straight line or clouded out, then no.
They did say they were behind me. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm definitely behind Pandora.
I will.
Very soft,
allow
yes.
You. Yes, he's like, yes, please God. Yeah. So after it attacks Vargas, it will you can do an opportunity attack.
Okay.
So it's going to hit you, Vargas, for 6.
Cute.
Does a 17 hit it?
Oh yeah.
That is 12 damage.
Oh yeah, you blast its other arm off. It's just
It's having trouble staying upright with
it's just kind of flopping now. The other ones are just kind of like All right. So, through the zombies, let's go ahead. We're going to jump to Constantina.
Okay. So I just saw Vargas get hurt from the zombie.
Mm-hmm.
Who's like next to me. Did anyone else get hurt by just Vargas, right? Okay, I'm going to reach out and touch Vargas on the shoulder and cast Cure Wounds at level 1. And you get healing points. Plus, you get 7 points. So I think that hopefully puts you back at full from what you just took.
Yes.
Okay.
With some to spare.
Oh, cool.
Vargas will take your hand and kiss it.
Oh. No.
And I'm going to say there is a lair action now of a very loud funeral parade coming down the street. And several of the people who are in the front of the parade see this, and they have all started reaching for their swords as well.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
It's good?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Whose turn is it, Constantina?
Yeah, okay.
I will pick Pandora.
Pandora.
Thank you.
This
Pandora
revenant is on its knees in front of you.
Oh yes. Pandora has advantage attacking it. So how badly hurt does it look?
It is not yet bloodied.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's see. Does a 15 hit it?
Yes, a 15 does hit
Great.
it. Pierces straight through that studded leather armor, and
I'm going to smite with a 2nd level spell slot this time.
ooh, yeah.
So that will be 10 piercing or 10 slashing damage, and 18 radiant damage.
Oh, snap. And when you do smite into it, is that your first attack? Did you do 2 attacks?
That's my first attack.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Keep going.
Second, if it's still up,
it's still up.
Just making sure. That
Swaying
is
if it's still up.
That's over 20 to hit. And another 14 slashing damage.
Okay. Are you smiting as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm just gonna use my 2nd level slot. And 7 plus. Ooh, that's 20. Another 20 radiant damage.
Jeez.
Jesus.
And your longsword goes in where this spot in the sternum is. It just goes straight down through him, and he bares his teeth wide, and you see all that black blood in his mouth, and he'll smite me now, and I come back stronger. You know that. You want to fight this fight forever?
I'll fight as long as I have to.
Let me go now. Maybe we fight again somewhere where there are less innocent people for me to kill.
What does that mean? And Pandora just puts her armored foot on him because he's on the ground and pulls her sword out with a sound.
Yeah, and you definitely hear like a hiss of pain as like the glowing radiance of your sword like leaves his body. Who's after you, Pandora?
Let's see, who has it gone this tree? Mercy.
So, is he still?
He's still up.
He's super bloodied.
And he's still prone, though.
Yeah, he's still prone.
Oh god, he was probably laughing as he said all that.
Oh, he's laughing hysterically.
Okay, well, that's going on, but there were those 3 zombies that were attacking my friends.
Sorry to deal in chat.
So Mercy will kind of turn to the zombies and just go, hey! And she's gonna hold up her gauntleted hand, and a big ball of fire forms and then splits into 3 parts, and she's gonna send each one at a zombie. Okay. I'm casting Scorching Ray.
Okay.
So I think that's a roll to attack for each. So like a 20-something on the first one.
Okay.
On one zombie. So that one will take 7 damage.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna say that's the torso zombie, and it just goes up in cinders.
Yeah. What is my... Oh, a 14.
Okay, that works.
That will also do 7 damage.
Okay, and one's just like on fire now, like bumping into a wall.
Yeah. And then the last was a 13. And that one will do 9 damage.
Okay, and you can see several townspeople are starting to cut down the turned zombies that aren't in the fray. Several guards have come to sort of eradicate the rest of the zombies, and the revenant says, "Just let me go. Come on. We could do this anywhere." Who's next, Mercy?
Gosh, right. I guess I will pass it to Vasily.
So basically, mainly the revenant is left. Is that correct?
Pretty much. The zombies are either being cut down by guards or on fire walking into walls.
I want to just like turn my creepy gaze down at him and cast Crown of Madness.
Okay.
So it's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. What do I need to beat?
13, which is not that high, but...
You rolled a 17, so plus 3 is a dirty 20.
Okay, well, I do nothing. I just
he
glare.
looks at you and he spits blood at your feet and he's...
Typical.
Who's next, Vasily?
Who has not? I think
it's just Vargas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just Vargas and the Revenant.
You might want to pick a bad guy.
Bad guy. I guess the Revenant then?
Okay. Yeah, and the Revenant will slash twice and do the longsword again at Pandora. Fist,
disadvantage.
Longsword. Oh yeah, disadvantage. Okay, so that's a 2 and a 4, so let's just swing for the longsword again. Nothing. He's got nothing on it. You just feel it clatter uselessly against you. But he does regenerate for another 10.
What?
He's just cackling the whole time.
Does he regenerate even though he took radiant damage?
Yes, but he'll regenerate for non-radiant damage, yeah. Because the stat block just says 10 points at the start of its turn.
Okay. There's nothing.
Actually, Pandora, you are very astute. I did not read the second sentence, which is, if they take fire or radiant damage, the trait doesn't function at the start of their next turn.
He doesn't do that jerk.
So no. In fact, he didn't regenerate his last 10 either. So he's down that 20. He's not dead. But he is so close to dead.
He's like expecting to regenerate and then he doesn't.
Yeah, you actually see like his regeneration starts and then he's no. Not this time. I'm not falling to you this time. Not again.
Wait, do I recognize him?
Yeah. You absolutely recognize him. He's one of the revenants that was in your last hunting trip.
Interesting.
He doesn't
okay.
have a fancy name, but you absolutely recognize him.
Bitch. Gonna smite him some more.
Yeah, smite him some more. Yeah, it's Vargas's turn.
I would like to put my hand on his face and cast Vampiric Touch. So it's a roll to hit. Or is he immune to necrotic damage?
You know enough about the dead and undead that you would know he is resistant to necrotic damage, yes. Not immune.
Okay.
He won't take as much damage.
Alright. Alright, I will roll. That's natural 20. And so that's going to be 3 d6s of necrotic damage. So it'll be half of that, right?
Yeah.
Is that right as I roll?
Roll it, add it up, then divide by 2. It'll be easier that way.
So 16, so 8.
He's got one good shot left in him. Who are you going to decide to possibly get this?
Does anybody have any owies? Let's see.
Pandora's hurt, but not too bad.
I will, let's see. I want to see if I have a bonus action.
Okay.
Nope. I will just give it to, I'll give it to Pandora. She seems to want it the most.
Yeah.
I mean, she already has her sword in his chest, basically. And he is spitting blood and saying no, 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 no. And she raises up her sword, the blade flashing above her head, over 20 to hit. And chops down. Here, I'll roll my second attack. Also over 20 to hit.
Just tell me what it looks like.
Chops down twice, and one through his heart, such as it is, and one across his neck, severing his twisted, withered head from his body.
Absolutely. And as it does, as it flies across the courtyard, you see it start to disappear into ash. And as this wisp of spirit lifts up from it, cackling and swooshing back towards one of the abandoned mansions, your eyes follow it and then catch on on Annika, who is leaning against one of the buildings, just watching.
Do I recognize him?
Well, it's Annika that's watching you.
Oh, it's Annika that's watching.
Across the street, just leaning against one of the buildings, and the spirit of this revenant, which you know will reform in another day, vanishes. Excuse me. I don't want to be rude since you saved my life, but I am still floating up here.
Oh, sorry about that.
Thank you. I'm wearing a skirt, so if you could just gently...
Yes, the cloud slowly drifts down and then dissipates at her feet when she lands.
And she brushes herself off, and you see she's quite the beautiful woman. Dark ringlets and wide eyes behind these clean spectacles. And she sort of catches her breath and straightens up and smooths this jewel-toned purple bodice with these shaking hands. And I see you've met my cousin, Nikolai.
Oh, I see resemblance. You're very beautiful.
I owe you for that. I suppose you've saved my life. And she takes both of Mercy's hands in hers, and My name is Akriel. I desperately need your help.
I will do anything.
And that is where we will end for tonight.
Before we end, can Vargas kiss her hand as well and say, well, now we know where all the good looks in the family have gone.
And she will.
Very plain, brother.
I hear that all the time.
I can only imagine.
If you'd like to examine the revenant's body, you will find a pile of ash and a signet ring.
Oh.
Pandora will snag that. Actually, she makes a bow to the lady and like she makes this sweeping bow with her sword and like shakes black blood off of it at the end.
All right. And that is where we will end for tonight. Sorry we ran over again, but next time we won't have as many technical difficulties, so that's life.
We did it!
Yeah, we did it. First fight. You guys did so good.
Yay!
I was super surprised by that mist grenade. I didn't forget you had it.
Awesome.
I was just surprised you used it.
I just love the idea that you now have a white in your closet.
Yeah, you have
More
like
than
a
a white in
Narnia.
there.
Yeah, you've got like a Narnia closet.
Yeah, don't go in there.
Okay, my dears. Let's do some outros and some very, very, very quick what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Plugs. Very quick plugs. Also, we did our raffle. 3 people were chosen. Obo will get that info to me. We will get your prizes out very quickly. Let's start with Hannah for outros.
I'm Hannah Rose. You can find me on Twitter and other places at Wild Rose Mage. And I'm a co-producer and cast member of Worlds Apart Show on YouTube. And we're about to release our first podcast episode of that as well.
Ooh.
Okay. Ashley?
I'm Ashley Warren. You can find all of my projects at ashleywarrenwrites.com. I'm on Twitter, Ashley NH Warren. I'm on Instagram at Ashley Warren Writes. And I have lots of fun stuff coming out, so I'm sure in the coming weeks I'll have something more specific to plug. But I hope whoever wins Opus Guild of Omens enjoys the supplement.
Yay! Okay. Hadil.
Hi, I'm Adil. You can find me online at Twittysuch, TWITTYSUCH. I do Bramblefoot Adventures with Kayla. I do this show. I think that's all I do right now. And that's fine. I don't need to do anything else. The end.
Okay. And, oh gosh, Kayla.
Hi, it's me. You can find me online at KAYNCLI, and I do Bramblefoot Adventures with Hadil. TK and I released a comic about Strix called Samhain, and you can find where to buy it on our Twitters. It's on my pin tweet. And I do clothing with Holly Conrad at etsy.com/shop/trashwitchcoven. And there's more stuff I'm doing. It'll come eventually soon. It's great. Just follow me on Twitter.
Okay. And Ms. Lisa.
I've been Lisa Chen. I'm the community manager for the D&D Adventurers League and also the Dungeon Masters Guild, and I'm a D&D writer. So if you like D&D, follow me at MercifulDM, MERCYFULDM, or check out my website, lisachen.com, also with a Y. If you enjoyed this show, you can follow the show at Mist Tales D&D on Twitter. We also have an awesome Discord group that talks about super serious things and definitely not puppies and shipping everyone in the cast. And to join our Discord, just go to Miss Tales D&D on Twitter, and it's our pin tweet.
Okay. And I am TK. It's me, it's TK, and I write spooky stories on the internet. And if you like spooky stories, you can read them, tkjwrites.com, or follow me on Twitter, TK Joins the Fray. In my pinned tweet, there's a ton of my scheduled streams. It's going to change next week. I can't be trusted. That's pretty much it. We will see you in the mists. Take care, everybody. Wow. Goodbye. I have to push these buttons now, but bye.